Carl F. Statz strikes again. Our friend Chad from Carl F. Statz brought down an L228 new Holland skid loader for us to use. I'm actually starting to get pretty serious on investing in something, whether it be a skid loader, a truck, or a tractor. I don't really know yet, but a skid loader may be one of them. So he brought it down. We're going to use it for the next 2 weeks, and then just to see how much we like it, because I've never operated a New Holland before, and should be pretty fun. We got quite a few things that we can use it for. So we're actually going to head down to Iowa with him. We got a farm show that we're going to. I believe it's the Iowa Power Farm Show, and we're going to stay there the day and spend the day, check it out, go through and meet all the vendors, and just kind of walk around. So we're going to get headed out in a few minutes.
They've got them, this is the largest one they make. They've got them all the way down to like a compact size.
Oh, really? How compact are we talking? Like lawnmower?
Not quite that small, but the next size down, yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
It lifts almost twice what the skid loader that we brought over to you would.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. This looks complicated. That's kind of weird. They got all the controls down here for your lights and stuff. What is this thing? Wow. We are in Challenger's new style tractor. It's I believe it's the 1000 series. I don't know the number on this one. I just saw it, but this is my first time being up in one, and I've always loved the look of these things. Right now, I have to tell you that it takes some training to get going on it, but I probably couldn't just hop in this thing and get moving, because I don't know what does what here. These are obviously the hydraulics. These are the 3-point arms. Kind of cool.
See, sometimes when Will goes over to his place and see sometimes.
Oh, oh yeah. Okay, Jamie's down there. I'm gonna close the door because she thinks I'm embarrassing when I talk to myself. All right, so I just hopped in the Fendt. This is my first time being in the Fendt, and just a few things about it. If you'll look down at the console, you'll notice that it looks a heck of a lot like the Challengers. And the reason it looks like the Challengers is because Fendt designed the new Challenger tractors. Everything, I mean, the dial is the same, the controls for the lights are in the same spot. It's basically just the same design. The exterior of the tractor looks different a little bit. I've noticed that the front end on this one is a little bit wider. The Challenger over there looked a little different. So, but yeah, these tractors, I like the feel of them, but one of those things, you never know how they drive until you get in them and do a lap around the farm with them. Sorry, I kind of pointed you up at the ceiling there, but oh, got a nice view of the roof. That's kind of cool. Just comes down like that. There's got to be a way to get like, oh, maybe that's all it does. But it's pretty cool. Again, hydraulics, engine speed. I wish I knew more about them, but I've never had real first-hand experience with these tractors. So they look nice, but maybe one day we'll try one out. We'll see. Well, there's the RX.
Right
Yeah. Now, I'm up in one of John Deere's new spreaders for Lyman fertilizer, and it feels like your standard John Deere cab. Got your normal console. Now, Chad and I were just talking about the new John Deere 9RXs, And one thing that I noticed about the 9RXs being up in them is that they do feel tight. You'd think that there'd be more space up in them, but when I hopped in one at the Farm Tech Days, it just felt like you're being choked off and like there should be more glass around you. But I guess maybe for that big a tractor, you just have that much metal and they're trying to cover it up by not having quite as much glass. But I don't know. It just felt like it was a little smaller than it should be. But I have never driven one of those yet, and I'd still like to. But again, you don't know how really good of a tractor they are until you're out driving them. So, all right. Now, I will admit, I've always had a little bit of a thing for Massey tractors. And they've got the hood up now. But this is a Massey Ferguson 7724 Dyna VT. And one thing I've always liked about the Massey Ferguson tractors is that the corner post of the cab isn't directly to your back, it's kind of to the side. And that's something that I've really liked. And I've never gotten to drive one of these things yet, just like the Fendt and the Challenger over there. But if I get a chance, I will get to test one of these suckers out. It's pretty simplistic, really. There's not a whole lot of button pushing. We got this probably for the GPS here, and but other than that, I mean, all the controls look fairly simple. And if I had the chance, I would get to drive one of these babies. So maybe at some point in the future. Jamie's standing over there. People like to give me weird looks when I'm up here talking to myself in the tractor. Like it's not normal or something. Okay, now this I really like. They have a bottom window down here behind the seat where you can look back and kind of, if I look over, you can see the hitch back there. And that's pretty nice, so you don't have to lean way over up here just to see. You can just kind of tuck yourself back in the corner. So that's nice. And I'm the kind of guy who likes to see things. I like to be able to see what's going on around me. The more windows, the better. Even though people don't like glass because, well, if a rock hits it, it's pretty easy to break. So, anyway, moving on. Okay, so to further keep embarrassing Jamie, I just hopped in the Bobcat, and people are looking at me weird. There's a Bobcat sitting here, and it has a rock bucket on the front. Now, for some of the fields that we're going to be running this year, I am going to be wanting to get a rock bucket for the skid steer. This is, again, one of my further plans for the future. So I'd like to get a rock bucket by this spring because my 11-acre cornfield that I've ran for the last 2 years is going to be beans this year because I'm switching it out of rotation. It needs to be switched over. It's been in corn for too long, in my opinion. So it's going to be beans, and with how many rocks are in it, we're going to want a rock bucket to clean them up. And I'm not doing what we did this spring, or last spring, with going around and picking them all up by hand, because you can go out there, literally pick rocks for a month, and be no further ahead than you were when you started. So that's why I really want one of these. So on to the next one. Now, some of you I know have asked me, or begged me, to hop in a Kubota or demo one if we could. And I don't seek out demos. Whenever I do them, people just contact me. But I am in a Kubota, and Kubotas don't make tractors that are really quite as big as we need. Their big tractor would probably be a chore tractor for us, and I don't know, it's just, I would like to try one. I mean, there's no reason I wouldn't like to try one, but it's just one of those things where we're not going to spend a ton of money. If we want to get a tractor, we're not going to spend a ton of money on a Kubota when we could get a higher horsepower tractor, maybe for less. And I don't know just right now off the top of my head what the largest tractor Kubota makes is. So I would like to drive one of these, but maybe someday in the future. I know that people really highly rate them, but as you can see, this is kind of the biggest one they got around here. So Kubota guys or something sitting over there waving. I don't know. So yeah, on to the next one.
I saw your reflection in that.
I know in your area, it extends further north.
Right.
It goes further south than I'll have. Which way? So worrying about coverage is not going to be an issue. If you think about Stone's radio network they probably have, basically every 10 to 15 miles.
Yeah.
And then you're worrying about line of sight, you're worrying about...
So Chad just dropped us back off at the farm, and Jamie and I just got home. I was a gentleman and dropped her off at the front door, and I backed the car in the shed. But we had a pretty good day at the Iowa Power Farming Show. It was something very interesting. I've never really been to an event quite like that. I was at the Farm Tech Days, but it was a little bit more packed and a little more different. I really enjoyed it, and if I can find out about these events ahead of time, I'm definitely going to try to make it to more of these things. I didn't even know about this one until 2 days ago when Chad asked me if I wanted to go. So yeah, we went around, met a bunch of dealers, and I found a bunch of new companies that I've never even known existed. So we had a pretty good day. Now it's pretty late, and I'm ready to go in for the night. But tomorrow, I'm planning on fiddling around with the New Holland and experimenting with it, just to kind of get used to the controls. It's got hand controls, and I've never really driven a New Holland, so it should be a learning experience for me. Now, as I mentioned earlier, I did talk about how I wanted to make a purchase, and I'm not sure exactly on what I want. I am going to ask your guys' opinions, actually, and we'll pull up here on what I should get, because even I don't really know. There's 3 things that I would really love to get, and one of them would be a skid loader for out at my place, because it's a little bit tedious in the winter not having a skid steer here to feed the cows with. The second one would be a truck, a GMC, like Chad had today that we rode in, and I actually had a Chevy Silverado, but it was a really nice truck. Basically the same truck, just GMC is a little different. And the third option would be a tractor. I'm not entirely sure what I would want for a tractor. I was looking around for 4960s pretty heavily there, and I found one that I really liked, and who knows, I might go see it, I don't know. It really just comes down to, as far as the tractor goes, what I really want it for. I would love a higher horsepower tractor to call my own, as well as a chore tractor that we could use with a loader on it. And I was looking around at 7530s, 7430s, 7730s, I think. Those all had higher hours on them than the 4960, but you could use them for a few more applications because they weren't so high horsepower. So, yeah, I'm not totally sure what I want to do yet, but I'm looking for something as an investment. And we'll see as time goes on and what I choose to do, whether I choose to buy something or just kind of let things ride for now. But I would like to go around and look at trucks, tractors, and demo skid loader. So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to check out all of our other ones. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. All how farms work. And I'm ready to call it a night. See you next time.